So welcome guys, it's Andy here from D6 Evolution along with Dan from Glasshammer Gaming.
Hey guys!
So today we are talking about the new Marine FAQ, the Apocalypse for Marines, I think it is.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of stuff going on the internet saying that it is the end of Marines and that they're dead, but I don't think they're dead just yet. There are certain Marines got better, certain Marines got worse, but I think it's good for the game.
Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely.
good for the game.
So the aim of this video is really just to say where are Marines placing the meta now, and particularly what lists in particular have been nerfed, isn't it? So let's dive right in. Let's talk about Iron Hands.
Yes. Yeah, that's what everyone's talking about, right?
Yeah.
So the Brohammer list dead.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good thing. I think everyone can agree that that's a good thing. Any of you who spent an obscene amount of money on a little plastic resin dreadnought, then you deserve what you got. Karma's a thing.
Dan runs a second-hand shop. Are you even accepting Leviathans into your second-hand shop now?
We are. We pay a £5 for a Leviathan dreadnought.
Okay, so just to recap, so people who don't know what the Marine FAQ is, there's probably one of you out there, probably know more than one of you. So essentially you have to cycle through your doctrines now. So turn 1 you get the Devi doctrine, turn 2 and turn 3 can be tactical doctrine, and turn 3 onwards can be assault doctrine, isn't it?
Yeah, it can only be assault.
The Iron Hand specific nerfs is that you can no longer get the cognigated martyrdom. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So you can no longer pass off wounds from a vehicle onto infantry.
That's true, and the other big one as well is the dreadnought strat. Instead of halving the damage, now is only -1, and it can't stack with anything else as well.
Yes,
So you can't even use the Ironstone for -2. So I think that was a bit too far. Don't think that was needed really with all the other nerfs that they put in there. But GW being GW, just
you've got to do the triple nerf. You
just
can't do one
really
nerf.
hit it. Yeah. Just kill it into the ground. Just keep stamping on it even though it's dead.
Yeah. So I think Iron Hands, they love to stay obviously in Devi doctrine. They don't. So it's really going to hurt them. But I still think Iron Hands have some good things about them. They've got the ability to make an untargetable dreadnought still, like your Mortis Dread.
Yeah.
Stealthy Master Artisans, or whatever you want to make that dreadnought. That's really good. Chaplain dreadnoughts did not get touched.
No. I tell you what I think you might see with Iron Hands. So basically I think the playing list is dead. Because of turn 1 they're hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and all that kind of juicy goodness. But then from turn 2 they're hitting on 4s with no re-rolls. I just think that's gone. The Brohammer list is gone. The only other really competitive Iron Hands list was the mass intercessors.
The brigade.
No, not the brigade. Just forget everything else. Just take intercessors on intercessors, bro. Like, intercessors in intercessors, right?
Yeah.
And then you put Feros there with the apothecary, so everyone has a 5-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain. And if you do the maths on that, like
it's obscene.
A unit of Shining Spears fully buffed up goes over and kills like 2 intercessors. It's just stupid. So so that list is still, you can still run.
Stalkers are still good. Stalker bolt rifles are still good.
They're still good, but obviously they can only, their super buff was that they ignore moving and firing heavy weapons, and they can only do that turn 1. So you might see a few less Stalker bolt rifles, but what I think you might see is the people were taking all Iron Hands to get the super buff, right?
Yeah.
But it's not worth doing it if it's only 1 turn. So you might see like super unkillable Iron Hand blobs because none of that relies on the super buff.
Yeah.
But then they can start putting other stuff in. Like you could see a super unkillable Intercessor Horde with some Collectors in there for the new Grey Knights. Like to stand some Collectors at the front of your army and go, you can shove your smites, mate. I don't care about your smites. Yeah. So I think that's what you might see, people starting to ally stuff into Marines again.
Because I think the incentive for going pure is just not there anymore. 1 turn of having a buff.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I think particularly the Devi Doctrines ones are particularly disadvantaged because if you're going first in Devi Doctrine, your opponent gets to properly counter-deploy you now in the new ITC missions, getting to choose side, getting to re-roll the deployment map. So realistically, your opponent may just hide from you turn 1, and then you completely waste.
Just on that. Sorry, I know this is a Marine. Did you see the buff? The thing they changed last night because they finalised the ITC missions.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they've made it now. So if you win the roll off and you choose to go second, you do it how the new way is now. You just get to re-roll deployment.
Yeah.
But if you lost the roll off and you're forced to go second, you can roll 2 dice, and then you pick the deployment map of one of them. So if you say I roll a 2 and a 5, and I go, I like 5, I'll take 5. Because it saves you getting screwed by the second roll
Ooh,
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
So if
even
someone
better.
wants to go first.
Yeah, yeah. So if someone wants to go first, you get to roll 2 dice, and then pick which map suits you best.
That's even better.
I mean, I think
You
it's
know
making
what? I went out for the day yesterday. I went to the zoo just randomly, and the Marines are completely changed. The ITC's completely changed.
It was so me and Manny, we were in the shop. I don't remember what we were doing. I think we were relaying out the terrain on the tables, and it was weird. Both our phones were on the table next to us, and we were discussing something, and they both just went and like lighting up, and like
Yeah.
it was like a disco on the table, and we were like, "Oh God, something's happened." It was mad.
Yeah, so I think Iron Hands still going to be very competitive. They've got like Dan says, the mass intercessors, the Chaplain Dreadnoughts, the Untargetable Dreadnoughts. They've still got all their cool things. Like it's a pain in the arse to charge them still because of their crazy Overwatch, the psychic denies as well. Mm-hmm. So I think they're super strong.
Oh yeah,
you're just
definitely.
not going to see the same list that you've seen before.
Definitely, yeah, you won't. Yeah, and I think a lot more allies.
Yeah. On the other hand, Imperial Fists, I think they're in a bit more of a rough place.
Yeah,
because they were such a one-dimensional army, just lining up Thunderfire cannons and whirlwinds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their super buff wasn't as good as Iron Hands, was it? Really,
in +1 damage.
It was +1 damage
against vehicles. That was insanely good.
No, it's really good. But I mean, the super buff is good. But I mean, now for 1 turn only.
Yeah.
It's
not worth it.
It's not worth it. Like Iron Hands, maybe the moving and shooting. Like you might want to take 6 planes and go, I'll just table everyone turn 1.
Yeah.
But +1 damage for 1 turn is just you just can't take that. It's not worth it at all. I just for my little kind of 2 cents in, I think GW did the whole doctrines thing wrong.
Yes. Completely.
I think they should have done that. You get a Devastator, you get a Devastator doctrine, 2 tactical doctrines, and 3 assault doctrines.
Yeah.
And you can pick a turn. You could at the start of the turn you go, okay, I'm going to use one of my tacticals. I'm going to use one of my assaults.
Because otherwise, if your opponent counter-deploys, you completely waste your good turn of shooting.
Exactly. It makes Iron Hands go from and Imperial Fists go from hero to 0, rather than hero to okay, I'm still good, but I'm not top table.
Yeah.
They've done that whole thing of just
it
nerfing
just completely
to the ground
removes the importance of going pure, doesn't it? It's like there's no need for it anymore.
And I know that's what they've encouraged. Sigmar players tell me that's what they've done really well in Sigmar.
Yeah.
So you very rarely see allies in that anymore. So and they look like they were doing a really good job 40k wise as well to try and see these pure armies, but they seem to have just got overexcited, haven't they?
Yeah, you've got to do the triple nerf. So so I think Imperial Fists are in a bad place. Dark Angels, they're the other Devi Doctrine one. Now I recently took Dark Angels to the GT here, and I was super impressed with just how powerful they were. Mm-hmm. But I think they've taken a bit of a hit. Same reason, the Devi Doctrine, they start in that one. They've got a little trick, is that they've got a Warlord trait, so everyone within 6 inches of the Warlord can go back to the Devi Doctrine or another Doctrine for a turn. Mm-hmm. So I think that previously you were never going to take it.
Can you only do that once?
You can do it once.
Okay. So I'll tell you another interesting thing that I thought about yesterday while I was sitting painting Manny's Grey Knights until 4:15 in the morning, was Ultramarines. Do you know they had that stratagem where you could rewind it, didn't you? You could rewind to the Devastator Doctrine, but they deleted that.
Yeah.
So the Ultramarines benefit from the tactical doctrine, and there's a stratagem for Ultramarines saying this unit can benefit from the tactical, or they can go back a doctrine, or they've got something to do with changing doctrines, and that stratagem hasn't been deleted. So maybe you could take Ultramarines because they get loads of benefits from tactical. You could run tactical until turn, 3, and then on turn 4 you can still light up that tactical doctrine or something like that. So that they can still use that. So you might.
So there are a few little things in there where you can get more than 1 turn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I think it's going to remain to see whether the Dark Angels, it's really worth doing that or not. They're still really good with all the Talon Masters, and the Deathwing Knights are amazing. The Black Knights are really good as well. But it's just annoying that plus 6 inch range wasn't actually that good.
No, it wasn't.
But to only get it for 1 turn now, it's just like, why would you bother?
I suppose it kind of makes sense, though, right? You got the longer range for turn 1, and then you close the gap, and then you're all right. You're shooting people again. It's more it's like the -2 and the -2 assault cannons and the heavy bolters. They were amazing with ignores cover, reroll ones to wound,
so you
and
can
all
get that for 2 turns.
That was amazing. But 2 turns, is that long enough? Do you reckon?
It's enough to do a lot of damage. Turn 3, then you're in there for your assault doctrine anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually rewind the whole thing. It only rewinds it for the guys in the unit.
Oh, I see.
So turn 3, all your Deathwing Knights are in.
Yeah.
Wrecking face with the assault doctrine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sammy and Talamasters, man, they're wicked. So efficient.
And you can still do it with the flyers as well. You could have the what do you call it? Benefiting from the Warlord straight to get the +1. And then I think the Dark Talons will be better in the Tactical Doctrine for their -1 AP on all their bolters.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think there's definitely some play in Dark Age. I'll need to give them a few more games just to see exactly where I go. Getting those bloody sniper scouts though.
Yeah, Raven Guard are good. Raven Guard sniper scouts.
Yeah.
They don't care about any of this.
Yeah, so tactical army, so Raven Guard, I think I completely sidestepped this. They've got one little nerf, and that was that the Master of Ambush now doesn't work on Centurions. Because apparently Centurions aren't stealthy. But honestly, I think, guys, I was starting to, when I was playing these lists, starting to deep strike the Centurion, grab Centurions in, because I think it was more reliable than just trying to run them up first turn. I think if you're going to see the Master of Ambush, all that people are going to do is switch off their assault sense back to, what you call them, aggressors.
Yeah, I think you can do the aggressor thing, but then you can still play around that. I'm not so keen on aggressors because they've only got that 18-inch range and they want to stand still and double fire, right?
Yes, but you can move them pre-game as well.
Yeah, but if you put a screening unit on your deployment zone and then you put a unit 9.1 inches behind those, they can't double fire, or they're double firing at chaff that they would kill anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not so keen on them. But what I do really like though is the Vanguard vets. You can still pre-move the Vanguard vets, and then they can get in. And then if someone goes, all right, then here's a little screen, to keep you busy. Well, then you go, all right, then I'll just wrap that screen, and then I'll punch you in the face next to it. So I think they give you so much more options than.
And they can help protect the Smash Captain, because that's their relic hammer Smash Captain for Raven Guard.
Yeah,
so good,
insane. Yeah. So yeah, you wrap a little chaff unit with them, and stand the Smash Captain behind there, and then he just waves at them for a turn,
and then
drooling.
And then turn 2, Lias and a sniper bomb comes down, which I so want to start playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've not had a game with it, and I've not even seen it played, but it sounds incredible.
We rolled it out, me and Manny did the other day, and he was killing my Talon Masters. There's only 10 of them. Yes, Manny's rolling. I was like, right, Manny, there's 10 snipers. He's like, there's 7 more wounds before you start.
With Manny's rolling, a 10-man unit kills Magnus.
So I think Raven Guard have come out completely unscathed, basically. Salamanders. Many people playing Salamanders.
I've not. I mean, the thing is, Salamanders. When they dropped, they had the most damage output. Yeah. They were so hard hitting, and then GW just kind of stopped that straight away. So I can't see. I've not seen anything really Salamanders, and I've tried to think, because the thing that they've got is actually really good, isn't it? Like, you ignore -1 AP.
And you can potentially ignore -2 AP as well in some way of doing it as well.
I'm not sure on that. But I mean, ignoring -1 AP and getting all the rerolls is actually it's a really good chapter tactic, especially for MSU and that kind of thing. But I've not seen anyone really jump on it and master it. So I don't know. I don't know if there's anything.
Yeah. So I think that's it, really, isn't it? They're the main things. I don't know where you think Eldar and Chaos are going to fit in versus the new Marines now.
It all kind of depends where people go with it. I mean, I genuinely think there is some play in Iron Hands and Friends now.
Yes.
I think Imperial Fists, thank God, are gone. They're still a really cool plug-in little unit because Thunderfire Cannon's ignoring cover. Even though they've lost the -1 AP after turn 1.
Because we were using that a lot with the Raven Guard Centurions, and then just having them behind it.
Yeah, because I mean, you were using that to clear chaff anyway, right?
And that's really cool, because you're Debbie Doctrine turn 1, turn 2 you're in the Tactical Doctrine with your Centurions.
It can play out quite well. So yeah, I think they're gone, but I think the pure Imperial Fist list that just smash everything off the board turn 1.
It's gone.
I think you've probably seen the last of that.
And that was good, because that was just suppressed, wasn't it?
It's true. I mean, you could still just take that and go, yeah, I'm just going to go first, mate. Just roll 6s, bro.
Yeah, so hopefully some more creative builds come out of
Yes,
Hopefully.
yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully
I think it's good. I think White Scars. I think we're kind of hovering there as one of the best Marines anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of sneaking under the radar,
completely
submarine.
unaffected by this.
But I think they're actually probably the best Marine faction now, which is awesome because I've got about 70 White Scar bikers upstairs.
Yeah. And anything assault based, Blood Angels as well, completely
Yes,
don't care.
they're loving it.
Yeah.
I think it's still a shame that you can't move it forward, move the doctrines forward. It's a shame that they still have, because say you did it the other way around, like we were saying earlier, where you've got 3 assault doctrines and 1 devastator. Turn 1, if someone does come forward, I can go, right, okay, I'm in assault doctrine, and I get to use my White Scars, and they get to be really cool. I just think that solves so many problems, and it makes it really cool. But I don't know, maybe in 9th edition.
Yeah. But I think overall, this FAQ, even though it's a little bit heavy-handed, was so needed.
Oh, definitely.
So needed. And you know, we play Marines from time to time. I was playing Dark Angels. Even if I've taken Nerfs to my own army, for the health of the game, oh my god, it's so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Well, I mean, the great thing is obviously I was taking Iron Hands to tournaments and stuff, and doing quite well with them, but god, they were boring, man. And I was just like, right, okay, that's it, I'm done with this. So that's why I picked up Eldar, and I don't know if you've been watching the streams and stuff, but I've been trying to get an Eldar list together, ready to go to tournaments and stuff. And when that dropped, I was like, I am so happy. I'm so happy I made that decision, because I am now like 4 weeks ahead of where I would have been if I'd have just carried on playing Iron Hands. So, good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I think Eldar is going to be, do you think they're going to be top, or do you think Space Marines are still going to get them?
No, I think Space Marines are still top. I think they've still got so many options. They're still the best codex. They're just not auto-win anymore.
No, and people are going to play around with different things again now, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's going to be some new crazy combo which is going to come out of it.
Yeah,
Because
and
people don't have to rely on the...
That's it. But people are like, Grey Knight's the new hotness. And the Grey Knight book is insane. Really insane. I do think you'll see a couple of changes drop for that in a similar fashion. But then what it does by nerfing the kind of pure lists, you might let people might start allying in, and I think then you can start to work out ways around Grey Knights, like Imperial Guard chaff screens or collectors, like I was saying earlier, or there's Imperium lists have so many options. So.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths of Grey Knights at the moment is people just haven't played against them enough.
Yes.
Maybe you have, but I haven't yet.
No, I mean,
Simon from the channel has just bought 20 Paladins. He's currently building them behind us. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be like, I'll be fed up with Grey Knights.
I mean, I've played them a few times now because I need to know what they do, and they're just so strong, man. They're such a toolbox army. They've got answers to anything you can do. I mean, Manny caught me out with a trick the once where, so obviously I put a screen in, and I was like, everything's 15 inches behind that, so you can't shoot anything. So he's like, all right, okay, then no problem. I'll kill them. I'll shoot in the psychic phase, kill them, deep strike in where they were, and then I'll shoot everything behind them. So I was like, okay, you won't get me with that again. So I made a double layer. I double screened out, and then he went, okay, I'll smite the front screen out the way, shoot in the psychic phase to kill that one, then I'll deep strike in. And so I'm like, what, you're going to do a triple screen now? You just can't. If they want to get something, they'll get it. They've got so many options.
Yeah. So I think that's it, guys. Let us know what you think about the new FAQ, and we'll be back soon. I think Manny's going to be doing a Grey Knights video with Simon soon. Talking about all the deployment, counter-deployment versus Grey Knights, and of course, Dan's patented triple screening.
Manny is at the Amsterdam GT this weekend, so he'll learn a lot of lessons, and so he should have some good feedback for everyone.
Yeah. All right, guys, take care.
Good luck, guys.